So-called journalists celebrated Trump being impeached. Now, why is that a big deal? Because it's their job to report the news without bias. And if they're willing to openly celebrate news that's bad for a politician or a political party, it discredits their reporting on that news. We all know that the media has a bias, but it's far worse than that. Do you remember seeing this?
First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. And then Alan Dershowitz was also implicated in it because of the planes. She told me everything. She had pictures. She had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton. We had everything.
Why was that story killed? For the same reason Epstein was killed. Of course, I don't know if that's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was murdered. And we'll never know if he was because the media has no interest in finding out the truth. And real investigative journalists are crucified when they report things that aren't supposed to be reported. An entire news network was reporting about Russian collusion 24/7 for 2 years straight, even though the reporters all knew it was untrue. The media is working directly with the Democratic Party, and that has terrible consequences. It makes things like wondering if Epstein was murdered a reasonable thought. The media pretends to care about women, and then you find out that they sat on a story about young women being hurt for years by powerful men. And they're still sitting on it. Everyone knows that Epstein had many other powerful men taking part in his sick obsession to take advantage of teenage girls. And presumably, because the media doesn't like where the road will lead, they ignore it. Look at how they treat investigative journalists like Cheryl Atkinson or John Solomon or James O'Keefe. O'Keefe provided video of people at CNN admitting, in private, that they knew there was nothing true about Russian collusion, and he was attacked as being deceptive. Solomon exposed documents that seemingly show that Joe Biden is guilty of corruption in Ukraine, and he's called a right-wing conspiracy theorist. But they don't say the documents are fake, which is important to point out. And Atkinson is about as decorated as any investigative journalist can be. But then she wanted to investigate more into the Obama administration, and her bosses didn't want that. So she had to leave CBS. When talking about impeachment the other day, I got accused of using Republican talking points. But I have absolute proof that Pelosi said what she said. I saw it with my own eyes. But they wouldn't budge. If the truth hurts Democrats, they turn it into Republican talking points, and that enables anyone on their side to honestly dismiss it if they're ignorant of the truth. And if they know the truth, it allows them to dismiss it and pretend that it is the truth. And that's one of their biggest strategies. I don't doubt that this guy genuinely believed I was using a talking point, when in fact it was he who was using a talking point. What we're up against is a media that works hand in hand with Democrats to achieve their agenda, and they can't even contain their excitement when they achieve some of those goals. Those are journalists celebrating the president being impeached, not too long after they published a story on Nancy Pelosi and the somber occasion. The day after the impeachment, when Pelosi said that she and many people around the country had a spring in their step, the mood around the impeachment was no longer a news story for them. Why not? Well, for the same reason they deleted that picture of them celebrating Merry Impeachmas. The narrative is that impeaching Trump isn't something Democrats are happy about doing. It just had to be done to save our democracy, as they like to say. What makes this even more stupid is that if this truly had to be done to save our country, you should be elated that it was done. That's how stupid their narrative is. Pelosi and the media pretending that impeachment is a somber occasion doesn't even make sense if you look at it from their argument. That's why lies and liars are so easy to spot. They overact and they overreact to whatever it is they're lying about. And don't get me started on fact checkers. Journalists are supposed to be fact checkers. The fact that fact checking is a thing really shows how far journalism has fallen. And the fact that fact checkers are dominated by leftists shows that the left knows their media has a credibility issue, and they've tried to remedy it by taking over the fact-checking business to prop up the lies they tell. The truth is, traditional journalism is dead, and it's been rotting in a grave for some time now. Truth is not important to the media. They're only worried about how they can manipulate the masses to further their leftist agenda. An honest debate is almost impossible because of it. I do think there is a sliver of hope, though, and that's in platforms like this one that allow honest people to get the truth out there. But who knows how long this will last. Now, I just want to take a second to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I want to thank all of you who watch and share and comment on our videos, and I want to thank all of you who support us at Giving Fuel and Teespring. For those of you who have bought some Blue Collar Logic swag, send us a picture of you guys wearing it or drinking your coffee, and I'll use those pics in an upcoming video. Send it to us through Messenger on our Facebook page. And thanks again, you guys. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all in the new year. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to become a supporting member of Blue Collar Logic, click on the link in the description and give what you can.